There is nothing in the comic book universe that is cooler or more ruthless than the assassins that lurk in its darkest corners. They may not be necessarily the most publicized or widely recognized figures in the history of graphic novels, but true connoisseurs of comic books know that they are pretty much the most badass creations out there. But there are so many! Who are the best? I'm Ben from What Culture, and here are the 10 most badass comic book assassins. Number 10. Deadpool. Deadpool is one of the most popular characters in the franchise, partly because of his humor, but also due to his ruthlessness as a killing machine being completely unrivaled. Deadpool is a trained military fighter who uses a combination of huge guns, katanas, and a ridiculous fourth-wall smashing sense of humor to take out his targets. The merc with a mouth, as he's known in the contract-killing trade, may not shut up while he's taking out his victims, but that doesn't stop him from getting the job done. Number 9. David Kane. Kane is the man who trained Batman and fathered Batgirl, which is a fairly decent set of connections to have, and he's also one of the most renowned bounty hunters in the entire DC universe. Kane has teamed up with noteworthy DC characters such as Lady Shiva and Deathstroke in his paid missions, but it's his storylines with the Dark Knight and Batgirl that set him apart as one of DC's best assassins, including one where the daughter was able to defeat the father. Number 8. Black Widow. Natasha Romanoff started out as a Russian spy before defecting to the Avengers, becoming known for being one of the Russian government's most frequently employed assassins. One of her very first assignments brought her into direct conflict with Iron Man, which shows just how much belief her employers had in her abilities even at that early stage. Although Iron Man managed to hold her off, she matched him for long periods, and this was the point at which her renowned relationship with Hawkeye began. The KGB, regarding her feelings for him as a betrayal, had her shot, and this is what ultimately resulted in her eventual election to join the Avengers. Number 7. Lobo. Lobo is more of a bounty hunter than an assassin, but his seriously cool image, sadistic techniques, and use of incredibly powerful weapons make him a worthy assassin. An alien, Lobo was initially created as DC's answer to gnarly, badass 1990s Marvel anti-heroes like Wolverine, Gambit, and the Punisher, but he took off and became one of the franchise's most popular figures. With a name that translates to "he who devours your entrails and thoroughly enjoys it," an arrogant persona, and an insatiable love for destruction and murder, it's clear why Lobo is feared by DC heroes and beloved by fans. Number 6. Constantine Draken. One of Green Arrow's main rivals, Constantine Draken is a Greek martial arts expert who was, despite his minute stature, a child prodigy when it came to killing, and it's a gift that he certainly retained when he grew up. Hooray! Draken has mainly killed people as opposed to superheroes, but that's not due to any lack of skill or ability. It's primarily due to the fact that, when granted an opportunity to take out Green Arrow, he elected not to, simply because he wasn't paid enough. Draken can catch Green Arrow's missiles in his bare hands with minimal effort, showing just how fast his reactions are. There can be no doubt that he is one of the deadliest and most arrogant assassins in DC's canon. Number 5. KGB Beast. Stupid bloody name, great assassin. An assassin trained by the KGB, his primary targets in the DC universe are Batman and his allies. His first assignment, though, was to kill 10 key US officials to prevent the Star Wars program from being completed. This was Batman's first encounter with the Russian monster, but the Dark Knight was unable to prevent him from killing practically all of his targets, as well as 100 other civilians at the same time. When Batman finally confronted him, KG Beast chopped off his own arm rather than be captured, showing just how absurdly committed to his job he is. He then replaced his arm with a huge cybernetic gun, because why not, right? Good luck folding clothes with that. Number 4. Gamora. Although she's now better known as the temperamental heroine of the film Guardians of the Galaxy, Gamora started out as an assassin working for the all-powerful Thanos. She was employed to kill some fairly high-profile figures during this period and was utterly loyal to her adoptive father throughout. However, the moment that Gamora became a universally feared killer, known as the most dangerous woman in the universe, was after she was outnumbered, raped, and beaten by a gang of thugs. Thanos healed her and granted her supernatural abilities, making her one of the most powerful assassins around. Number 3. Deadshot. A gunman that never misses, Deadshot's sniper skills and technological weaponry are so advanced that he is even capable of shooting around corners, which isn't fair, really. While Deadshot has worked alongside gangs of supervillains like the Suicide Squad and Secret Six, he is most famous for his work as a hired killer. Spurred on by his accidental murder of his brother during his childhood, he trained himself up to the skill level he was to become famed for, but retained deep psychological scars throughout his career. This led to the implication that he just doesn't care if he lives or dies and is happy to leave his life to chance, a very dangerous proposition for his enemies, as it makes him truly unpredictable. Number 2. Raz or Raish and Talia al Ghul. A believer in world peace, League of Assassins founder Al Ghul believes that the best way to achieve this is through the destruction of humanity. He set up the League in the first place in order to protect himself from Batman while he focused primarily on his greater goal, and key assassins who joined the League have all sworn their allegiance to Al Ghul, displaying a willingness to die for their powerful and spiritual leader. His most famous disciple is undoubtedly his daughter Talia, however, whose beauty has captivated and distracted Bruce Wayne on many occasions. Talia is also incredibly powerful, and Raz has frequently longed for a marital union between his heir and his vigilante rival Batman. Number 1. Deathstroke. Finally, and unsurprisingly, the greatest comic book assassin is Deathstroke. DC know it, and so do Marvel, who based the nigh-invincible, wisecracking Deadpool almost entirely on the character. Deathstroke the Terminator is a master of martial arts, has enhanced physical powers including the strength of 10 men, and can use up to 90% of his brain capacity, thus allowing him to outmaneuver practically any opponent. Despite only having one eye, his vision remains impeccable, and he retains a form of regenerative healing power that allows him to recover from life-threatening injuries. One day, DC and Marvel will hopefully agree to having Deathstroke and Deadpool face off against one another. Until then, fans can only speculate. Would Deadpool's unpredictability render Deathstroke's tactical genius moot, or would Deathstroke's superior skills allow him to silence the merc with a mouth for good? And that's our list. Make sure you subscribe to the What Culture Comics YouTube channel for more lists like this, and don't forget to visit whatculture.com for daily news and articles. I'm Ben from What Culture, and thanks for watching.